Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gaura Bhakta Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Sita, Jagannath Swami, Nayana Patagami Baba Tumi, Jagannath Swami, Nayana Patagami, Nayana Patagami Baba Tumi, Jagannath Swami, Nayana Patagami, Nayana Patagami Baba Tumi. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya
Jayom Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Shottatara Shishimad His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki
Jai.
Jayom Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Shottatara Shishimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Maharaj Ki
Jai.
Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrindi Ki
Jai.
ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki
Jai.
Prem Skaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasri Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyamakun Radha Kun Giri Govardhan Ki Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Navadvait Mayapur Dham Ki Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Gangamai Yamunamai Ki Bhakti Devi Tulsi Devi Ki Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Samaveta Bhaktivinoda Ki Nitai Gaur Premanande All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the lotus feet of Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Pralada Lada Dayine. Hiranyakashipur Vakshaha. Hiranyakashipur Vakshaha. Shilatanka Nakalaye. Ito Nishinga Bharato Nishingo. Yato Yato Yamitato Nishingo. Hare Nishinga Hridaye Nishingo. Narashenam Matim Sharanam Jai. Hare Krishna devotees, those that are joining us on Zoom as well as the Philadelphia YouTube channel, we welcome you to the first Sunday feast of the new year. Happy New Year to you all. Wishing you all from here at ISKCON Philadelphia, by the mercy of Lord Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai, and Shri Shri Radhashar Bihari, as well as ISKCON's founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. A very happy, healthy, and Krishna-conscious New Year. May Lord Krishna bestow his blessings in abundance among you all. This isn't the way we had planned on beginning this new year. We're hoping that we could all assemble together in the temple room and in the association of each other, chant the holy names, and hear Krishna Katha. But that's not the way it's turned out. As many of you know, that the COVID pandemic has spiked again. It's come, kind of, it's hit very home. Many of the devotees that we know in our congregation, as well as nearby congregations, have been affected by this pandemic. And we pray for them for their speedy recovery. But we felt that it's only right to not encourage assembly in order to prevent people from getting sick. So we've been through this before. It's not the first time. So I know we'll get through it like we have before. And this is just an opportunity for us to try a little harder to stay engaged. And thankfully, we have our online classes where devotees can remain connected. I will say that the temple is open for darshan tonight for Sunday. For Sunday, it's open from 6 o'clock to 7:15 p.m. So anybody would like to come during those times to take darshan, they can pick up their milk from Gita Nagari if you've ordered milk. But there will be no assembly, though. There won't be any gathering for kirtan, etc. Simply just for darshan only. I'm going to show a quick darshan of Srila Prabhupada and the devotees. And then after that, we'll have a Bhagavad Gita class by Her Grace ArchanaBhakti Mataji. So let's start over with His Divine Grace. We can all go off of mute if you would like, and we can glorify Srila Prabhupada and the deities. His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki
Jai.
Parama Karuna, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai Ki.
Jai.
Jagannath Baladev, Lady Subhadra Ki.
Jai.
Their most beautiful lordships, Shri Shri Radha Sharad Bihari Ki.
Jai.
So again, darshan will be open to the public from 6 o'clock to 7:15 p.m. if you would like to join. At this point, this time, I would like to welcome Her Grace, Mother ArchanaBhakti. She's the scheduled Bhagavad Gita speaker for this evening. She's a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, and she's one of the teachers here in our community, giving Bhagavatam class. She gives classes to the children. One of their Sunday Feast Bhagavad Gita speakers. She's a Bhakti Shastri graduate and just a wonderful communicator of the science of Bhakti Yoga. So we're very grateful to have you with us. You're at your home, safe, away from everybody, but still by the grace of our Zoom technology, we're able to still be an assembly of one another. Mother, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, I'm going to spotlight you from here from the program. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajakacarya Ashtottara Shatashi Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai.
Jai.
Ramacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai.
Jai.
प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय।
Jai.
श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय।
Jai.
भूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय।
Jai.
पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। गंगा माई की जय। यमुना माई की जय। तुलसी महारानी की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। Bhagavad Gita as it is की जय। All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschati Deshatare. Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 4, text 20. So I will just read it. I don't think we will follow it, right? Tyaktva karma phala sangam nitya tripto nirashrayaha karmanyabhipravrittopi naiva kinchit karoti saha. Tyaktva karma phala sangam nitya tripto nirashrayaha karmanyabhipravrittopi naiva kinchit karoti saha. Tyaktva karma phala sangam nitya tripto nirashrayaha karmanyabhipravrittopi naiva kinchit karoti saha. Would anybody like to recite?
Tvaktva karma phala sangam nitya tripto nirashrayaha karmanya abhi pravaritopi naiva kanchit karoti saha.
Tyaktva karma phala sangam nitya tripto nirashraya karmanya pravovrityapi naiva kinchit karoti saha. Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Tvakta karma phala sanga nitya trapto nirashraya karmanye bhi pravo topi nav kinchit karoti saha.
Hare Krishna. Tyaktva karma phala sangam nitya tripto nirashrayaha karmanya abhipravritto api naiva kinchit karoti saha. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Na tyaktva karma phala sangam nitya tripto nirashrayaha karmanya abhipravritto api naiva kinchit karoti saha.
Tvaktva karma phala sangam nitya tripo nirashraya karmani abhipravritopi naiva kinchit karoti sa.
Thank you. Word to word translation. Tyaktva, having given up. Karma phala asangam, attachment for fruitive results. Nitya, always. Triptaha, being satisfied. Nirashrayaha, without any shelter. Karmani, in activity. Abhipravrittaha, being fully engaged. Api, in spite of. Na, does not. Eva, certainly. Kinchit, anything. Karoti, do, saha, he. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Abandoning all attachment to the results of his activities, ever satisfied and independent, he performs no fruitive action, although engaged in all kinds of undertakings. Abandoning all attachment to the results of his activities, ever satisfied and independent, he performs no fruitive action, although engaged in all kinds of undertakings. Purport. This freedom from the bondage of actions is possible only in Krishna consciousness. When one is doing everything for Krishna, a Krishna conscious person acts out of pure love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore he has no attraction for the results of the action. He is not even attached to his personal maintenance, for everything is left to Krishna. Nor is he anxious to secure things, nor to protect things already in his possession. He does his duty to the best of his ability and leaves everything to Krishna. Such an unattached person is always free from the resultant reactions of good and bad. It is as though he were not doing anything. This is the sign of akarma, or actions without fruitive reactions. Any other action, therefore, devoid of Krishna consciousness, is binding upon the worker, and that is the real aspect of vikarma, as explained herein before. Abandoning all attachment to the results of his activities, ever satisfied and independent, he performs no fruitive action, although engaged in all kinds of undertakings. Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Wish you all a very happy Krishna conscious New Year. Thank you for asking me to speak today. So we are doing Srimad Bhagavad Gita, text chapter 4, text 20. Tyaktva karma phala sangam nitya tripto nirashrayah. Tyaktva karma phala sangam. Tyaktva means to give up. Karma phala asangam. Asangam means attachment. Karma phala, fruit of karma. Krishna is saying, give up the fruit of attachment to the fruit of karma. Tyaktva karma phala sangam nitya tripto nirashrayah. So here, the word that we have to understand is karma. And in this whole section, actually beginning from text 13, Krishna begins with Chaturvarnyam Maya Srishtam Gunakarma Vibhagashaha Tasya Kartaram Apimam Vidya Kartaram Avyayam. According to the three modes of material nature and the work associated with them, I divide the human society into 4 divisions. And Krishna says, although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer. I'm not doing anything. So this is the key. Krishna is doing, he is the one who is creating the 4 divisions, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. And Krishna is saying, you should understand that although I'm the one who's creating this, I'm not doing anything. And in the next shloka, Krishna says, one who understands this about me, that there is no work that can bind me. One who understands this about me also becomes free from the reactions of fruitive activities. So this karma that we are talking about, any activity or work that we do with our body, that means using our senses, using our mind, our words, using our body, mind, and words. Whatever activities or work we do, that is karma. And the way karma works is every time you perform some activity, it will produce a reaction. It will produce a result. So Krishna is telling Arjun, you should understand this karma. There's another point here. So karma produces action, and there are 2 types of karma that are binding us. So any work that is producing a reaction, it is binding us to this material world. So can we just not do, how are we being bound by the reactions of the work? So if you do some pious activity to help others, then that produces a pious reaction. You'll get some material benefit. For you to enjoy that material benefit, you will have to come back to this world again. You are bound even by doing pious activity. What to speak of if you do sinful activity? Sinful activity is also binding you. You have to come back to get the suffering. And when you come back, again you have to do work. Why? Krishna says, Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtatya karma krit karyate hyavashah karma sarva prakriti jair gunai. Everyone is forced to act according to the qualities he has acquired from the 3 modes of material nature. No one can refrain from doing something, not even for a moment. You cannot stop doing anything even for a moment. You have to do something or the other every moment. And when you do something, it is producing a reaction. And when you get a reaction, then it is binding you to this world. Because of your work, you get a reaction. Because of the reaction, you have to take birth again. And in this way, the living entity is bound in this vicious cycle of birth and death. Even if he wants to come out of it, he is not able to come out of it. So what is the problem here? The problem is we cannot stop doing any work. And when we do some work, it is producing a reaction, material reaction. So Krishna is telling Arjun that the intricacies of work are very complicated. Even the most intelligent person cannot understand. One should very carefully understand what is work that should be done, or what is the work that binds us, and what is the work that liberates us. So there is also one type of work that will not produce a reaction. And Krishna is telling Arjun, I'm going to explain that work to you now. You listen carefully, listen very attentively. So there are 3 types, the terms that we heard in the past few shlokas. There is karma, there is vikarma, and there is akarma. Karma and vikarma are both binding us to this world. Karma is prescribed duty as prescribed in the scriptures. When you perform karma, it will give you a pious result, but that is also binding. Vikarma is forbidden activity, sinful activity, which you are not supposed to do, and you get punishment, suffering for that. And then there is a third type of activity called akarma. Akarma means it looks like karma. You are also doing work in that, but it's not producing any reaction. No reaction means no bondage. So when you do something, so you are working, but it will not produce any result. If it does not produce any result, that means it is liberating you. So an intelligent person's duty is to first understand what is the work. First, he has to understand, who am I? Right? Am I this body or not? And then he has to also find out what is that work which is binding me to this world, and what is the work which will liberate me from this world. So in the shloka previous to this, 19, Krishna says, one is understood to be in full knowledge when every endeavor is devoid of desire for sense gratification. So even before that, actually, Krishna says that person is intelligent who sees action in inaction and inaction in action. Sounds like poetry, isn't it? Who sees action in inaction and inaction in action. So what is inaction? Inaction is akarma. Akarma. Inaction is that action which does not produce any reaction. And action is karma, which produces reaction. Who is an intelligent person? Intelligent person is he who sees, let's take first one, action in inaction. So in this case, when you say akarma, akarma means not doing any work. So Arjuna was proposing to Krishna that, oh, this warfare is so ghastly. So many people are going to get killed. And he gave so many reasons, right? All the elder members of the dynasty will get killed. And as a result, there will be irreligion in the family, because nobody will be there to teach a proper dharma to the family members. So there will be irreligion when all the elder members are killed. Who will teach? And because of irreligion, the women will be polluted. And when the women are polluted, there will be Varna Sankara, unwanted population. So because of all these reasons, Arjun said, I'm going to take sannyas. I will not fight. So if you will not fight, what you will do? You're a Kshatriya. You have to have a kingdom to rule. So what will you do? I will go to the forest. I will not do any work. So when I do work, there is reaction. If I don't do any work, there is no reaction. I will go to the forest. What is Krishna saying here? One who sees action in inaction. So Arjun is saying inaction. I won't do any work. I will go to the forest. But Krishna is saying even in your inaction, there is action. How? Krishna also said that you cannot stay without doing, not even for a moment. You may not be doing anything with your senses and your body, but your mind is always active. Karmendriyani sanyamya ya aste manasasmaran. Indriyarthan vimudhatma mithyacharasa uchyate. One who restrains the senses of action, but whose mind dwells on sense objects, certainly deludes himself and is called a pretender. You may stop doing activities with your body. What will you do with your mind? Your mind is always meditating on the objects of senses, how to enjoy when I'll get the opportunity. Externally, I may stop working, but my mind doesn't stop working on one level. So you're not actually not doing anything. There is action in inaction. And on another level, even if you stop doing all work, how are you going to live? You still have to eat. Where are you getting the food from? You'll say, I'm getting from the forest, I will eat fruits and okay, fine. Then you become indebted to the trees that are giving you the fruits. You become indebted to nature. And being in debt means there is a reaction, isn't it? When you owe someone something, you have to pay it back. That is a reaction. For you to pay it back, you have to come back. So where is your inaction? Reaction is there. So Krishna is saying that intelligent person is he who sees action in inaction. Simply not working is not a solution. And also who sees inaction in action. You're doing, but while you're doing, you're not doing anything. You're doing, but although you're busy all day, even night, you're doing so much. Every day you're working, but you're not doing anything. How is it that you're not doing anything? So it is the quality of the work. The consciousness counts. Just the activity itself is not sufficient to produce the reaction. The consciousness in which you're doing the work is also very important. So, there is a knife. A knife is used by a surgeon. He uses a knife to perform a surgery. He cuts through the skin, through the flesh, through the muscle. He's cutting a body. But what is the purpose? His intention is to save a person's life. And a thief, a rogue, he's also using a knife, right? He's cutting through the flesh. What is his purpose? He's trying to hurt the person, maybe even kill the other person so that he can take away his wealth unlawfully. So the intention counts, and that is what is giving you the reaction. It is not simply the work that you're doing, but what is the consciousness of the person who's doing the work. So coming to this shloka, this particular shloka is telling us about the symptoms of a person who is actually performing akarma. Akarma means his activity is not producing any reaction. What are the symptoms of a person who is performing akarma? So, tyaktva karma phala sangam. He gives up attachment to the fruits of his work. Try to understand this carefully. In this world, will anyone do any work if he is not interested in the result of the work? People, there are so many different professions. Someone is a businessman, someone is a teacher, so many different professions. Let's say somebody wants to start a business. Before he begins the business, he will first calculate what are the profits, right? Okay, I will invest this much, but am I going to get it back? If it is not a profitable business, he will not even go for it. So at the very beginning of the work, he's already calculating what will be the result. And if it is not a profitable result, he will not be interested in doing that work. And after he performs the work, when he actually gets the result, if somebody tells him, my dear sir, you will not get the result, you'll have to give up this result, what will be his state of mind? He'll go crazy. Yeah, he will become very disappointed. He will lose all enthusiasm to work. After all the hard work I put for the result, now I'm not even going to get this result. I'm not going to do any more of this work. So this is a karmi. So in the 16th chapter, you see the difference between the divine and demoniac natures. So one of the features of the demoniac nature is they are attached to the fruit, to the result of their work. So karma means the hard work that I do, the result is for myself. The result of my work is for myself. That is karma. What is Krishna's instruction? Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Ma karma phala heturbhur mate sangostva karmani. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you have no right to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your action. But at the same time, don't be attached to not doing your duty. So a karmi, if you tell him you won't get your result, he won't have any interest in doing the duty. He will not have any inspiration to work. But if you tell him you get this credit and you get this much appreciation, you'll get this recognition, you'll get this much profit, oh, then he'll be enthusiastic about his work. Isn't it? Prabhupada gives the example of communist government. There the government tells the people to work hard, but without any expectation of result. All the result goes to the government, but you should work hard. Practically speaking, people don't have any enthusiasm to work in that situation, in that circumstance. Even in practical experience, you will see. If you say this is a community, and everyone will work together and the results will be shared by the whole group, you won't see that everyone is working hard there. Maybe some 1 or 2 people may be working enthusiastically. The others will think, whether I work or not, I will get the result. Everyone is getting equal result. Why I have to waste my time, right? Why I have to waste my energy? They may pretend like they're doing something. You see, that's a karmi. Because he's interested in the result. If you say you won't get, it's not like if you work more, you'll get more result. Whether you work more or less, you'll get the same result. He won't be interested in working more. But if you tell him, this plot of land is yours, whatever you grow on this is your property. Oh, he will work day and night so nicely. He will try to make the most out of it because he's going to enjoy the result. That is a karmi. But what is Krishna saying? You give up the fruit. Tyaktva karma phala sangam. Give up attachment to the fruit of your work. So is Krishna proposing the communist philosophy here? No. Krishna is saying don't just give up the result. Srila Prabhupada in the purport, he actually takes us one step further. Not just you give up attachment to the fruit, you give the fruit to Krishna. You give all the fruit to Krishna. And this has been practically seen and it is still being seen. When Srila Prabhupada started this Hare Krishna movement, devotees worked so many long hours. They worked so hard and they were not, building their bank balances. They were not buying properties in their own names. Everything was being offered to Krishna. They work so hard and they give everything to Krishna, nothing for themselves. What is their happiness? Their only happiness is, oh, I was able to bring so much for Krishna. That's all. Not that I'm going to enjoy this result. Their satisfaction is, I was able to distribute so many books for Srila Prabhupada. I was able to distribute so many books for Krishna. They're satisfied with the service itself. So a symptom of a person who is doing akarma is that he will be ever satisfied. Whereas somebody who is a karmi, if he does not get the result, he will become dissatisfied. So we can even judge ourselves, even within the realm of devotional service. After doing the service, if I don't get the recognition, how am I feeling? Am I feeling satisfied because I got the opportunity to do the service? Never mind whether I get the credit or not. But I got the opportunity to serve, and that itself is my satisfaction. Or am I feeling dissatisfied that I didn't get the recognition that I was supposed to get? I did all this and they didn't even mention my name. Am I feeling sorry about that? So Prabhupada says only devotees can actually give up the result for Krishna and feel completely satisfied. So when someone is in this type of consciousness, that he gives up the result, and after giving up, he's completely satisfied. He's ever satisfied. Why is he satisfied? He does not take shelter of anything else. Nirashrayaha. He's not taking shelter of anything external for his happiness. A karmi, his source of happiness is in the material world. His happiness, he's looking for happiness externally. Whereas a devotee, he's getting his happiness through his devotional service. He's getting happiness from his reciprocation from Krishna by doing devotional service. Whatever reciprocation he gets from Krishna, that gives him so much satisfaction. He doesn't depend on anything else. Such a person, even though he's working, it is as good as not working. Karmani abhipravrittopi. Karmani abhipravrittopi means even though he is engaged in karma. Why karma? Bhakti is not karma. But as I said earlier, it is the consciousness of the work that you do. Externally, to a third person, it will appear, karma and bhakti will appear the same. A devotee is also cooking in the kitchen. He's also buying some, vegetables and groceries, and he's cooking. And another person also is going and buying vegetables and is cooking. Both appear the same. They appear like karma. One is bhakti and one is karma. One is binding him to this world. Another one, work is liberating him from this world. So what is the difference? Difference is in his consciousness. So that is why it is there, although a devotee is engaged in karma, because it looks like karma externally. He's also going to work. So if you do whatever is required for your basic maintenance, whatever work you do in this world, and it is allowed, you don't incur a sinful reaction for that, provided your goal is to become liberated from this material world, to go back to the spiritual world, to satisfy the Supreme Lord, to engage in the devotional service of the Lord. With that goal, whatever work you do for your basic maintenance in this world, that is not going to bind you to this world. One thing that has to be remembered here is yuktahara viharasya yukta cheshtasya karmasu. Right? You have to be regulated in your eating, sleeping, work, and recreation. There has to be some a regulation, or as you say, you shouldn't go to extremes, right? You should be moderate in your eating habits, sleeping habits, recreation, and work habits. And if you do that, then it's actually not going to bind you to this world, provided the goal is to satisfy Krishna. So that's, therefore, he's working. It appears like he's doing karma, karmanya abhipravrittopi, even though he's working, naiva kinchit karoti saha. He's actually not doing any work. Although it appears that he's working, he's actually not doing any work. Why is he not doing any work? Because his work is not producing any reaction. So no reaction means no bondage. You see? So this is the symptom of a person doing akarma. Akarma, you can just take it directly as devotional service here. So Srila Prabhupada says in the purport that the freedom from bondage of actions is possible only in Krishna consciousness. When one is doing everything for Krishna, right? So as in the previous shloka also it is said that his every endeavor is free from a desire for sense gratification, because he is not aspiring. And this other word, nirashrayaha. Nirashrayaha means there is no aspiration for the result. What am I going to get if I do this? That is not there. As soon as there is some expectation for dividend, right? What is my share of the profit? I should get my percentage, my commission, right? As soon as there is some dividend, Prabhupada says, then it becomes material. It's not Krishna conscious anymore. That means bondage. You're not on the platform of pure devotee. As soon as we expect, there is some aspiration of the fruit. So one who gives up the attachment to the fruit of his work, who is ever satisfied and who is independent. He's not depending on the result. He's not depending on anything. He's simply depending on the Supreme Lord. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada even says that he does his duty to the best of his ability. Another example here of a person who is, nirashrayaha. So just like you work in a company, so the proprietor of the company, whether there is profit or loss, that is the proprietor's concern. You are an employee. You are given certain responsibilities. You are given certain tasks. So your job is to carry out your assigned task to the best of your ability, right? Perfectly. That's all. You're not really concerned with, it's not like, if there is a big profit, then it's going to come to you. You're expecting something. No, you have to do your duty. And that is good. Then, you have done your part. And that is what is expected from you. So he does his duty to the best of his ability and leaves everything to Krishna. This is a devotee. I have done my duty, and he has this confidence, Avashya Rakhibe Krishna. Krishna will certainly protect me because I am living my life according to the instructions Krishna has given me. By doing that, Krishna will protect me. He will not even be worried or concerned about his maintenance, Prabhupada says in the purport. He is not even concerned about his maintenance. He's not anxious to secure things, nor to protect things already in his possession. Because Krishna says, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham, Ananyas Chintayanto Mam, Ye Jana Paryupasate, Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham. So, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is talking about a devotee, right? So, although if you see in Bhagavad Gita, gradually Krishna is bringing Arjun from, Karma Yoga, then Jnana Yoga, then Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, like that. But Prabhupada gives us the ultimate fruit in every shloka, ultimate result, Bhakti Yoga. So every shloka Prabhupada gives purport in terms of Bhakti Yoga, because that's the only thing that's going to save us, really. Krishna is gradually bringing us up to Bhakti Yoga eventually. Prabhupada says that in every shloka, starting from shloka number 1, right, that we should engage in devotional service. So here also Srila Prabhupada is saying this type of akarma is only possible for a Krishna conscious devotee. And a Krishna conscious devotee, he does not have to worry about the results. He has no attraction for the results of the action. He is not even attached to his personal maintenance, for everything is left to Krishna. He is not anxious to secure things, nor to protect things already in his possession. He does his duty to the best of his ability and leaves everything to Krishna. Such an unattached person is always free from the resultant reactions of good and bad. And if we can work like this, we are not bound by the reactions. We are free. And someone who's working on this, he's actually progressing on the spiritual path. He's progressing on the spiritual path. Mam chayo vyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate. Sagunan samatityaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Avyabhicharini bhakti, right? Whose every activity is simply meant for pleasing Krishna. One who is engaged in this way, Mam chayo vyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate, who is engaged in serving the Supreme Lord. Saguna and Samatityaitan, he immediately transcends the 3 modes of material nature. He's liberated. He's on the platform, on the liberated platform. Liberated platform means no reaction. like that. So I will ask for any questions or comments. I will stop the class here.
Hare Krishna, any questions or comments for Mother ArchanaBhakti?
Mataji, Akarma, you said, thank you very much for giving a nice class. And I would like to know, Akarma is possible for Krishna conscious devotee only.
Yeah.
Is it right?
Yes.
Is always leaves the results to Krishna.
Yes.
And what is the Vikarma?
Vikarma means forbidden activity, activities which we should not do. So like sinful activities, that is Vikarma.
And Sakarma?
Karma, Vikarma and Akarma. Karma means activities that produce reactions. So these are prescribed duties, that are given in the scriptures like Karma Kanda, pious activities, you can say.
So there is no Sakarma, is that right? Or only just Karma?
Karma, you say Karma. So Sakarma and, Nishkam Karma and Sakam Karma, that comes in Karma Yoga. So Sakam Karma Yoga means you're performing karma with attachment to the results. Nishkam Karma Yoga means you are working without any attachment to result. So this shloka actually can be taken as Nishkam Karma. But as I said, Prabhupada brings it to Bhakti.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mataji. It's very much to know. No? Actually, we do something. Usually we humans, look for the results. So, which is not correct. We know that. But still, like you said, I don't do anything without doing, because if I don't drive at all, then I won't get any tickets. My driving license will be clean.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? The same thing I thought, that is why. Oh, my driving license is very clean and I don't have any tickets. If I don't drive at all, so I don't get anything.
Yeah. But then you don't go anywhere either.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
Both things are there.
That is Jnana Marga. So Jnana Marga is where the requirement for Jnana is renunciation. You have to give up all work if you want to take the Jnana Marga. But simply by renouncing work, it doesn't mean you have actually renounced. So that is the point, as you said.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Very nice class. You always do a very good class. I'll get something little bit. Thank you very much, Mataji.
Is there any other questions? If not, over to you, Dronacharya Prabhu.
Krishna wants to tell. Sorry. Go ahead, Prabhu.
No, okay, if there's no other questions. There's a little bit of a delay because I'm here in the temple room and we played it on the screen over YouTube.
I see.
So YouTube's like 30 seconds behind what you're saying. So sorry for that delay right there.
Oh, okay.
But it seems like we don't have any more questions. Was there any more? If not, I'll make a couple brief announcements. First, we want to thank Mother ArchanaBhakti for speaking to us tonight. And I want to thank all of you, all the people that have come out, the devotees that have come out to hear. It's very encouraging, the attendance. It used to be the Sunday program, we'd probably hit like 4 or 5 people that would attend the Bhagavad Gita discourse. And we actually had our GBC one time, he says, I'll give Sunday feast class. I said, Prabhu, you'll actually get better attendance on Monday morning Bhagavatam class than you will Sunday feast attendance. And he didn't believe me until he actually came and saw that. But we know that a lot of the Sunday feast experience is actually coming, seeing the deities, having the kirtan, having the prasad, and being with each other. So without that experience, just the hearing is a challenge to us to really come and come together and hear Krishna's message. But it is one of the most important parts of coming together for the Sunday feast, is actually to hear Krishna Katha. So it's very encouraging to see the good attendance. Please share with your friends, family members, fellow devotees. Encourage them to come out and for the Sunday evening program. We'll be doing this for the next couple of weeks, at least, just until the spike goes down with COVID. It's not what we prefer to do, but this is what is kind of nature is calling us to do. So please be tolerant with us, and please be safe yourself. And we're going to do our best to make sure that to keep the temple safe. And when we do return, it'll be the right time for everybody to assemble in a safe and protected way.
Today I was feeling that I cannot have any darshan or anything, but I had very good darshan, and you gave us thank you very much, Prabhu. And then very nice class also. I could hear the class. And, being after New Year, this is the feeling, we didn't have any, but we had everything. Thank you very much for both of you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So next week, the Sunday school is going to continue, but that will also be virtual. So all the parents that have children in the Sunday school, it will resume at the same exact time, 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock. The teachers will be reaching out to the parents and students to inform them of their logins, so how to connect over this next week. And we also want to encourage everybody to join our morning and evening classes as much as possible. They go on daily, starting at 7:50 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Srimad Bhagavatam every morning. And then in the evening, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we have our Bhagavad Gita happy hour at 5 to 5:30. And Tuesday, we have our family business reading. It's a book on book distribution from 7 o'clock to 8. And then on Thursday, we have our Srila Prabhupada Leela night, where we read about the transcendental pastimes of Srila Prabhupada. Also, if you're interested in learning shlokas, we do that starting at 6:40 on Thursday evening to 7 o'clock. And then Srila Prabhupada Leela is from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. So plenty, even though we're unable to formally assemble in the temple, we are still able to kind of connect, and we've been doing this for a long time. So we encourage you and all the devotees to please come out and take advantage of the opportunity to still associate over Zoom. We will be giving announcements like this and letting everybody know when the temple will reopen. Darshan is open. I mentioned earlier, from 6 o'clock to 7:15 this evening. There will be no assembly, so if you come and you want to stay and sit and have artik and things like that, it's just really for darshan only, and that's what we can do right now to keep everybody safe. Any questions on any of that? Just, I know sometimes it needs a little clarification. So Rohini had asked, what is the Zoom link? So it's the same Zoom. We use only one Zoom link. We keep it easy for everybody. It's just one Zoom link for all of our programs. So I hope to see you on there, Rohini Mataji.
Thank you very much.
Okay, if that is all, we wish everybody, again, a very happy and healthy Krishna conscious New Year. Our gratitude to you, Mother ArchanaBhakti, for speaking to us on this important principle of action, karma, inaction, and devotional service. And wish everybody a very Krishna conscious evening. Those that have ordered milk, you can come by to the temple to pick up your milk this evening. Hare Krishna.
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha.
Patrubhyascha kripa sindhuvyeva Patitandam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Namo namaha.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna. Everybody be well. Hare Krishna.